Single-cylinder engine. The single-cylinder engine is one of the oldest and simplest motorcycle engine designs ever made. It uses one piston inside one cylinder, which keeps the engine compact and lightweight. Early motorcycles from the beginning of the 20th century often relied on this setup because it was easy to build and repair. Even today, single-cylinder engines remain common in dirt bikes, small commuter motorcycles, and adventure bikes designed for rough terrain. Riders usually notice strong low-end torque and a rough but distinctive vibration. The engine may not be the smoothest at high speed, but its simplicity and reliability have kept it alive for more than a century. Parallel twin engine. The parallel twin engine uses two cylinders placed side by side in an upright position. This design became especially popular in British motorcycles during the 1950s and 1960s with companies like Triumph and Norton. Over time, Japanese manufacturers also adopted it for modern motorcycles because it offers a balance between performance, fuel economy, and compact size. Parallel twins can sound very different depending on how the crankshaft is designed. Some feel smooth and calm, while others create a deep pulsing sound similar to larger engines. Today, this engine type appears in everything from beginner motorcycles to middleweight sport bikes. V-twin engine. The V-twin engine places two cylinders in a V shape, usually at an angle between 45 and 90 degrees. This layout became strongly associated with American motorcycles, especially Harley-Davidson. The engine creates a deep rhythmic exhaust sound that many riders instantly recognize. V-twins are known for producing strong torque at low speeds, making them ideal for cruising and relaxed highway riding. Ducati also became famous for using its own version of the V-twin in high-performance sport motorcycles. Although different brands tune them differently, the engine's character usually feels powerful and mechanical rather than perfectly smooth. Inline-3 engine. The inline-3 engine, often called a triple, uses three cylinders arranged in a straight line. It sits between a twin and a four-cylinder engine in both size and personality. Triumph helped make this engine famous in modern motorcycles, though companies like Yamaha also developed highly respected triple engines. Riders often describe triples as having a special balance. They deliver strong mid-range power while still revving smoothly at higher speeds. The sound is also unique, combining some of the deep tone of a twin with the sharper note of a four-cylinder. Because of this mixture of traits, triple engines are popular in sport bikes, touring motorcycles, and naked bikes. Boxer engine. The boxer engine places its cylinders flat on opposite sides of the motorcycle. BMW became the company most closely connected with this design, beginning with the BMW R32 in the 1920s. Because the pistons move outward in opposite directions, the engine stays naturally balanced and smooth during operation. Boxer engines also keep weight low on the motorcycle, improving stability. Riders often notice the slight sideways movement when starting the engine, which has become part of the boxer engine's identity. These engines are especially common in touring and adventure motorcycles built for long-distance travel. Flat twin engine. The flat twin engine is closely related to the boxer engine, though the term is sometimes used more broadly for horizontally opposed two-cylinder designs. Early motorcycle manufacturers experimented with flat twin layouts because they offered better cooling than upright engines. During the early 20th century, several European motorcycles used this configuration before BMW refined it into its modern boxer style. Flat twin engines usually feel steady and balanced, making them comfortable for extended riding. Their unusual appearance also gives motorcycles a distinct visual character compared to more common engine layouts. L-twin engine. The L-twin engine is Ducati's signature interpretation of the V-twin design. Instead of using a tighter V angle, Ducati arranged the cylinders at 90 degrees, creating an L shape when viewed from the side. This layout improved balance and cooling while also giving Ducati motorcycles their own unmistakable sound and feel. The engine became deeply connected with Ducati racing success in superbike competition. Riders often describe the power delivery as aggressive yet controlled, with strong acceleration coming out of corners. The L-twin helped define Italian sport motorcycles for decades. Two-stroke engine. The two-stroke engine operates differently from most modern motorcycle engines by completing its power cycle in only two piston movements instead of four. For much of the 20th century, two-strokes were common in lightweight motorcycles, racing bikes, and off-road machines. They were simple, powerful for their size, and relatively inexpensive to produce. The engines also produced a sharp buzzing sound and a noticeable exhaust smell because oil mixed directly with fuel. Although environmental regulations caused many road-going two-strokes to disappear, they remain legendary among riders who remember their explosive acceleration and lightweight handling. Four-stroke engine. The four-stroke engine became the dominant motorcycle engine type around the world because of its efficiency, reliability, and smoother operation. Unlike two-strokes, it separates intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust into four separate piston movements. This process creates cleaner emissions and better fuel economy. Early four-stroke motorcycles were often heavier and more complex, but improvements in engineering eventually made them practical for nearly every type of riding. Today, most motorcycles on the road use four-stroke engines, from small commuters to powerful superbikes. Rotary engine. The rotary engine works without traditional pistons. Instead, it uses spinning triangular rotors to create power. This unusual design became famous in cars through Mazda, but a few motorcycle companies experimented with it as well. Norton and Suzuki both produced rotary-powered motorcycles for a short period. Rotary engines could generate smooth power and high revs while remaining compact. However, they also struggled with fuel efficiency and heat management. Even though they never became common in motorcycles, rotary engines remain one of the most unusual ideas ever placed inside a bike frame. Electric motor. The electric motor represents one of the biggest changes in modern motorcycle history. Instead of burning fuel inside cylinders, it uses electricity stored in batteries to power the bike. Electric motorcycles deliver instant torque, meaning acceleration feels immediate and smooth. Companies like Zero Motorcycles and Harley-Davidson's Livewire division helped push electric motorcycles into mainstream attention. Unlike traditional engines, electric motors operate quietly and require fewer moving parts. Some riders appreciate the clean and futuristic feeling, while others still prefer the sound and vibration of gasoline engines. Even so, electric motorcycles continue growing as battery technology improves. Radial engine. The radial engine is extremely rare in motorcycles and more commonly associated with old aircraft. In this design, cylinders are arranged in a circular pattern around a central crankshaft. A few custom motorcycle builders and experimental engineers attempted to place radial engines into motorcycles simply because of their unusual appearance and enormous power. These machines were often difficult to handle due to their weight and size, but they attracted attention wherever they appeared. Radial motorcycles represent a strange and fascinating corner of engineering history. Supercharged engine. The supercharged engine uses a mechanical compressor to force extra air into the engine, increasing power output. During the 1930s, supercharged motorcycles became popular in racing because manufacturers wanted higher speeds and stronger acceleration. However, racing organizations eventually restricted them because performance levels became dangerously high for the technology of the time. Decades later, Kawasaki revived interest in supercharged motorcycles with machines like the Ninja H2. Riders experience rapid acceleration and a unique high-pitched sound created by the compressor system. Supercharged motorcycles remain rare, partly because of their complexity and cost. Turbocharged engine. The turbocharged engine increases power using exhaust gases to spin a turbine that compresses incoming air. Motorcycle companies experimented heavily with turbocharging during the late 1970s and early 1980s. Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, and Kawasaki all released turbo motorcycles during that period. These bikes promised superbike-level performance from smaller engines, though early technology sometimes caused delayed power delivery known as turbo lag. Riders often described the sudden rush of acceleration as dramatic and unpredictable. Turbocharged motorcycles eventually faded from popularity, but they remain memorable symbols of experimental engineering.